Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Weed and Wrestling Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Lash.
I'm the pod goddess, Lanaya.
They call me Gus.
Yeah, they call me Will.
All right, excellent. So we got a lot to talk about here tonight. Some big changes going on in wrestling. There's the announcement of Saudi Arabia hosting WrestleMania 43. And then that's going to be one of our primary focuses. But we're also going to be trying to sort out and figure out our top 5 favorite WrestleMania matches of all time, since we'll be discussing the move of WrestleMania. It will be discussing, just what makes WrestleMania so great, and how we feel about it. And then we'll round it out with continuing the Triple H debate discussion towards the end here. So, as usual, folks, like, share, subscribe.
Subscribe. Woo!
And shout out to W.GG, our proud sponsor. They make some wonderful energy drinks. We'll be shouting them out throughout the episode here.
But they make energy powders that you can mix into your own drink. Look at this awesome cocktail. I mean, that's just anyway. Yeah.
But I think we should start out with the big news. WrestleMania, Royal Rumble next year and WrestleMania next year will be hosted in Saudi Arabia, and there is an immense amount of controversy about it. An immense amount of backlash from the community, from the general WWE universe, and I hear it from all sides, not just in our country, but other countries too. I guess how do y'all are taking this news, taking this move to Saudi Arabia, the first overseas WrestleMania?
Well, I'll go ahead, Will. Go ahead, Will.
Go ahead.
All right. So the thing is, we have to realize that WWE is no longer just a household U.S. Company. It is a global brand. When you think wrestling nowadays, it's not, whatever local overseas or whatever local wrestling promotions you have. When you think wrestling, the first thing you think of is WWE. Okay, so it doesn't surprise me that they're starting to put out events in different countries. Specifically, right now we're talking about Saudi Arabia. But here's the thing: I don't mind it so long as they don't do every single freaking PLE in other countries. Do some here. Do one or two overseas, mix it up. That's fine. But don't make everything, oh, you know what? We're going to do WrestleMania every year in different countries. No. It's an American company went global. They should keep doing PLEs here. And if you want to spread the love, that's fine. But don't make every WrestleMania in some different country that we can't get to.
I mean, it's called the WWE, so World Wrestling Entertainment, so they can perform anywhere in the world. My thing is, I just think the announcement of it, to do it the day after 9/11, I just think it was a travesty in itself. Obviously, people were still in mourning. I just think to announce it the following day, to me, was really a class act. But again, WWE is not. It's not a family company anymore. It's more of a it's always been corporate, but TKO is definitely trying to get the bang for their buck. And again, Wabbit was the problem is you have a lot of these families that saving every penny just to see one of their favorite wrestlers. You know, do they have enough money to go to Saudi Arabia? Not counting their pockets. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do. So, like I said, Gus, I agree with you. As long as it's not like every PLE, I mean, I think it should be fine. I was just against the timing of it, and also was rumors, speculations that I guess Triple H was upset because he was supposed to announce it being in London. So that's one thing that's going on the internet as we speak.
Yeah. Lanaya had also pointed out to us that just the day before 9/11 families and victims' families were able to start pressing charges and allegations towards Saudi Arabia, who has links to 9/11. And the and it's beyond it's just beyond that too. It's blood money that they are a country that has thrived off of poverty and war, impoverished on other people. And the that and the moral implications. I mean, it was only what 3-4 years ago that women were able to start wrestling there. Because women wrestlers weren't allowed there, and it's showing okay out of the history of WrestleMania, but specifically out of the history of WWE. Really, for the first overseas WrestleMania to take place anywhere but London is a travesty in itself. Take away the blood money aspects and everything else like that. Take away the fact that when most people watch wrestling news, who are they watching? They're watching a lot of British guys talk about wrestling. The most popular podcast channels for wrestling are feature British people. And England and the UK and Europe in itself has a huge indie wrestling scene, so much to the point that, at one point WWE was capitalizing on it with NXT UK. And not only do you have a previous brand that you established in Europe for years, the first place you're going to take it to is Saudi Arabia. I've never seen or heard of them trying to start an NXT Saudi Arabia. And I haven't heard of a goddamn indie wrestling scene being super prominent out of Saudi Arabia. Tried to look up some stuff before, and they have like some very bullshit looking stuff out there. It's just so it's insulting not only to us as fans in America and just everything that Saudi Arabia kind of represents politically, just financially too. Already we're looking at $70,000 front row seat tickets for WrestleMania this year, and out there it's going to be $85,000 for front row seat tickets. So
well, that's where the money's at, though. That's where the money's at, and that's where they're making this big move. If you had a business, bro, if you had any business, wrestling or otherwise, right, you want to go where the money's at. And unfortunately, Saudi Arabia is where it's at. The Middle East, I mean, look at what they're doing with Dubai. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a PLE going to be covered in Dubai at some point. if it hasn't already. But they're doing ridiculous amounts of construction of attractions. Dude, they have a Dragon Ball Z amusement park, and apparently it's like one of the biggest amusement parks in the world. So it makes sense for WWE as a global brand that they are to go where the money's at. Unfortunately, what's going to happen is that they're leaving the little people like you and me behind, because not for nothing, Beyonce hasn't answered my DM, so there's no way I'm going to go to a WrestleMania anytime soon.
Yeah, and it's already getting unaffordable in America. When I went to WrestleMania 40, I paid $700 for 2 days worth of tickets for just myself, and they were okay seats. I lucked out the second day by meeting those guys that got me closer up seats, but even the first day there, I was me and Bert, we were able to go down to more of like the stadium seating area down on the floor, because there was like a whole section that was just completely empty, which further goes with WWE always bullshitting about their sellouts. But still, $700, especially for what I got over those 2 days, I got to see one of the greatest, if not the greatest, WrestleMania like weekends out there. And that was affordable to me, because I worked my ass off for a solid month selling Kirby's to get up the money for it. Even if I worked a year doing that job, I wouldn't be able to save up enough to get tickets to go to Saudi Arabia, book a hotel for 3-4 days out there while doing all that.
And here's the difference between you and some other fans. You're a single man. I'm a single man. Right? There are people who have families. They have a wife. They have kids. All right.
Yeah.
Look at Lanaya. She's got a daughter, right? So that $700 that you spent on those okay seats, now you have to pay for your loved one. You have to pay for your kids.
Yeah.
That, but you have to make hotel accommodations. You have to. Let's not forget, kids want to eat. I'm sure. Like if I had a girlfriend, my girlfriend or my wife would want to eat something during the 4 or 5 hours that we're there, because I'm pretty sure the stadium or the arenas are not going to allow you to bring in food, because they never do. So you have to pay. What is it, like it's like $15 for a fucking beer? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? $15 for a fucking beer.
Another thing about WrestleMania 40, actually, the beer prices in Philly, they weren't bad.
And don't forget. Of course, you're gonna want souvenirs, and those shirts are not cheap. Hell, if I buy a shirt there, it's gonna be 2 sizes too small. I'm gonna look like I have a sports bra on when it's like a fucking 3X.
Yeah. I think I went to probably
already on top of those $700 that you spent, you're looking to spend what? At least $5,000. I'm guessing, between hotel accommodations, souvenirs, food, plane tickets.
Yeah. All depending on where you have to come from and where it's at. Yeah. And this level of affordability, like when they mean premium now, between ESPN and these ticket prices, it is just the corporation saying, fuck you, we're going to up our stuff here because we want to attract a new level of fans. We don't want the regular average American family anymore. We want everybody that has a really thick bank account. And that's the kind of repertoire that they're doing, and it's going to alienate fans. Like I'm already another thing is that that they were this WrestlePalooza thing. Well, there was talk about there being, the WrestleMania overseas and a WrestleMania in America. Well, that was the first offer to Saudi Arabia, is that we want to do WrestleMania, in America, have it WrestleMania, and we'll give you guys a WrestleMania, but it'd be like WrestleMania overseas or something like that. And they paid, $100 million to be like, fuck no, we want the WrestleMania. And money talks, bullshit walks, and that's what they're going for. They are going for the dollar above content, above everything else. And it's showing. It's showing rampant. It's showing in the show quality product. It's showing in the product of merch. It's showing in the promotions. It's all over the place, to where this is not the same shit that we were watching a year ago. And this is also, I mean, it's gotten to the point to where the whole reason me and Lanaya started this channel was to do reviews, because we both love Jim Cornette. We wanted to do something similar to that, to where we just review Raw and SmackDown and review PLEs and kind of grade it on our own scale. And what we started out our show with versus now, we have to change formats, because it's nothing. They're giving us literally nothing every week. And it's not like there aren't some good matches. You had Penta on last night, but Penta's a paper bag wrestler. I sure love Penta. Don't get me wrong. Could you give him a story? Could you give him a title shot? At something. Give him something. I don't mind seeing the man wrestle. Like I said, he's a paper bag wrestler, but that can't carry an entire night. That can't be the one thing I'm coming off of Raw being like, yeah, well, that Penta match was pretty good, because it's Penta. Because so far, that's what I've gotten from last night's Raw. That's what I've gotten from a lot of different episodes and segments, and it's all over. It's all over it. Is that this is corporate? This is real corporate now, really, really corporate now, and apparently WrestlePalooza. They're thinking about trying to make that the replacement for WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, not for nothing. Not for nothing. Listen, WrestlePalooza sounds like the birth child of Paul Heyman back in the ECW days. Okay, WrestlePalooza does not have the same. It doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same ring as WrestleMania. WrestleMania started in America. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I don't mind spreading the love. WWE is a global brand, and they're gonna do with it whatever they want. But spread the love evenly. Don't just Saudi Arabia's giving me money, but we're gonna ignore the fans back home. We're gonna ignore the fans in London. We're gonna ignore the fans in Japan. There are fans all over the world that love these wrestlers, these entertainers that day in and day out go in and entertain us. But for WWE to say, you know what, we're just going to go for that money, it's an insult to your average American, your average fans. It is. That's all it is. Because at the end of the day, the guy who's working at the 7-Eleven as a cashier is not going to be able to afford these tickets.
Yeah.
I work in a hospital. I can't afford these tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also happening in the country too. It's not just overseas. Look what happened in Boston. That was supposed to be John Cena last match, and DC gave them more money. You know, so WWE is saying that's they go, and guess what? DC paid more just to get John Cena last match down there. So it's to the highest bidder, but unfortunately, Saudi Arabia money goes long. So hate to say it, they may just give, hey, we're gonna give you X, Y, and Z, give us all the paper, give us all the PLEs for the year. They got the money to do it. They definitely got the money to do it.
The other part about it too is okay. Look at AEW's All In Wembley. They've done it twice. Both very successful, highly successful, and that's AEW. The sheer fact that me, if I'm a corporate head too, I'm looking at it as, okay, they made X amount of money out of there. How do we make X this times more amount of money because we're fucking WWE? Yeah. 240,000. How about 3? How about 320? Let's really max it out. And how much are people, especially over in Europe, actually going to pay to go and do that? Especially for WrestleMania, there's so much money in Europe. They can afford it. But not even to the sheer prices that they're talking about. Even some of the stuff that the Cultaholic guys, when they were doing their tour out there, they were like, well, we wanted to get tickets, but honestly, it's too pretty much out of our budget to where we don't even want to spend on it, and it's right up the road from us. So, maybe there is that idea of that maybe they wouldn't be able to make as much money out of Wembley, and ultimately it just shows how little they actually think or care about the wrestling product.
They don't care. They don't
care. And it shows how little they know their demographics.
They don't care about that either.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at the point where we can't ask over and over, like, why are they doing this? They're doing it because they like money. They don't care about anything else but money. So fuck the fans, basically.
Yeah. Yep. And it's getting to that point there that like I'm ready to kind of have change up the whole format of the channel here too, to where we're just talking about older stuff, because the current product shit, and I'm damn near willing to boycott and just start watching other shit.
Well, I think that's the thing that we have to do as people. All right, we all have to come to that understanding that WWE now under TKO is not going to change. They're going to look for the most money, okay, and that is going to end up with them shitting on the average fan who goes to work, their 9 to 5, who barely has enough money to pay for their rent, barely has enough money to pay for the utilities, barely has enough money to put in their mouth for food. So you said it just now. If we want change, we need to boycott and screw this bullshit boycott where people, they get upset because, oh, Pokemon changed the prices. Oh, this product changed the prices. We're going to boycott for a day and not use their product. And then after those 24 hours, they go back to using it. No. If you guys want to change, if you want WWE or TKO to notice, holy shit, our fans are speaking up, we need as a whole just to shut that shit down, boycott it, whatever you need to do. Stop watching Raw, stop watching SmackDown, NXT. Listen, it hurts because I just got back into wrestling, and I do have a few favorite wrestlers, but you know what? My pockets ain't that deep. I'm pretty sure your pockets aren't that deep either.
Hell right? No.
Don't stop watching it. Just pirate it. VPN, everyone. Pirate it.
as people together, we need to stop it. We need to turn to
I think
AEW.
everybody
We need to
was already going to do that. I was already going to start pirating it. So
Yeah, we need to just boycott. Period. Not even watch.
WatchWrestling.ae.
don't stay on line. Find out.
WatchWrestling.ae. Great website. And there's many ways to get free Netflix. And if you want to through a browser, here VPN, that's VEEPN. You can have that with your browser. You got an HDMI port. Bam. You can watch whatever wrestling you want on the TV. You don't have to pay them shit.
Yeah, it doesn't add to the numbers either.
I just think the price is. People's not seeing they bang for their buck. I think that's the problem. Yeah, Triple H is the chief contact officer, but there's a difference between his position and a promoter. All right, Vince was the master promoter. You know, he's up there. If you follow boxing with like Don King, Bob Earl, them kind of people, you know, the man was a genius. Triple H is not a genius with some of this return of investment that's going on. I think that's the reason why fans is upset. You know, again, we talk about this every week. I guess you have to pay almost $300 a year to watch it on online streaming, right? You see a lot of this bullshit going on. I'll be upset too. You know, just the other day, hate to say it, who would have thought in their wildest imagination that Dominic Mysterio will win the world title for LA Knight? You know, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it is a AAA world title.
Yeah, exactly. That's the world title. You know, Trick Williams. Yeah. He's the TNA world title. That's a world title. So somebody has to be booking that. So it's a fucking travesty.
That main roster guys are taking these titles away from the two side expos. Of it, and it's pretty crazy. It just the booking it doesn't make sense.
It's a fucking travesty, man. Like I said, I don't. Travesty. It's a joke.
Yeah,
fucking joke, man. Like for the last time, man, people got to sit there and say that Triple H is better than Vince when it comes to this shit. He's not. He's not on the same. You can't even mention them in the same sentence. Like, people got to stop doing that. You know, we know Vince is a piece of S. I get it. We get it, right? We get it. The man's a piece of S, but you can't take away the man was a genius. Triple H ain't no fucking genius, man. You can't sit there and compare the two. You can't.
And that's the thing is Triple H had a good year, and then TKO came into the fucking picture,
right?
And you can just see blatantly, just all the various changes in people, music. How does Judgment Day go from a satanic group to a fucking cholo posse?
So much. So much.
That was the realest shit I ever heard, bro.
It doesn't make it make sense. And they're not trying to, and I'm sick of trying. Because I at this point I'm gonna put in as much effort as they do, which is none. I think I don't have my other phone that has most of my old notes though, but it's been what almost a month and a half, 2 months since we recorded one of our episodes, Lanaya. Let me look on. Yeah. Because we just got to the point there, and we're just kind of acknowledging that it's just gotten too much. 2 months ago. Yep, Raw, the June 23rd Raw. That was the last. That was the last episode that we recorded and released. And that's for good reason too, because it right around there, that's when all the stories started fizzling out. And now we're having to change up our format and the way that we're doing things because it's painful to review. I even stopped watching. I stopped listening to Jim Cornette as much because he even acknowledged it to the point where Brian was saying something about a match, and he was just like, "Oh God, this thing's so fucking painful, folks. If you don't want to listen to us right now, I don't fucking blame you. Because I don't want to talk about this match. I don't want to talk about this match. So if you want to tune on out, go the fuck ahead." And when Jim Cornette's telling me to turn off his own program because the whole thing of what we do is just compromised by bad material, then we got to adapt and change up the format. Because the reviews ain't cutting it no more because there ain't shit to review. 3 fucking matches in a SmackDown. 3 fucking matches on a SmackDown.
Yeah, that's sad. Listen, if I wanted to watch drama, I'd turn on General Hospital or All My Children. Honestly, like if I want to see that much drama, like I get it. You want to build up certain things. You want to make things make sense as to why who has rivalry with who. I get it, but you don't have to give me 30 minutes of a soap opera and then give me a 10-minute match. All right.
Yeah. Hi, CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins, Becky Lynch, AJ Lee. Hi.
Yeah, I caught a clip of that.
I really do not care about their whole promos.
I caught a clip of that. I caught a clip of that, but I was not impressed with AJ Lee's promo. That part of her promo, like I was just watching it. It's talking about she's a Puerto Rican that she'll stab somebody. Listen, first off, it sounded like she had to really think about it, like she was coming up with that shit on the fly, and it made her sound like she was mentally challenged.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's self-aggrandizing racism.
Well, it's not even the racism. I could deal with that. I mean, let's face it. If you look at the history of wrestling, it was all racism back then. Think about it. We had a freaking a character named the Grand Wizard. Hello.
Yeah. We have 3 El Grande Americanos.
Can we say 4, the African dream? Actually. Akeem, the African dream?
Yeah.
You can't get much more racist than that. But what I'm getting at is like they're wasting so much valuable time that instead of I'm Puerto Rican, I'll stab a bitch. Yo, give us a wrestling match. Wrestling match.
It's a joke these days, man. Like Seth Rollins was on ESPN this morning. That shit was a joke, man.
Absolute joke.
It was a fucking joke. Like he said he's gonna be. Huh?
What's he doing on ESPN? Oh, promoting the new WrestleMania.
He said he's gonna be the great. I mean, he was in character, but he was like he's gonna be the greatest of all time and all this other crazy stuff. Then I guess Paul Heyman, because Stephen A. Smith had to cut him off. He was like, "Oh yeah, this is more." No, he said wrestling is more entertainment than football. Then I guess they like cut him off or some shit. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't like the partnership so far. I don't think they should be showing wrestling matches on SportsCenter. I just think the shit is a joke.
That really irritated you.
Like I don't like that. And they talking about having like a WWE insider for ESPN. Like, come on, man. Like that's just dumb.
Oh yeah.
The fuck you need an insider for WWE? Like that makes no sense. The whole shit is scripted.
Go ahead and make all this shit. Go ahead and make all this shit so I can watch, Cultaholic Wrestling, and have them be able to give me the actual scoop on what's going on. And go ahead and make all this bullshit content for views, like AJ Lee's fucking, like her whole coming back. That whole segment was made for fucking social media. That's all it was made for. It was made for any actual like context or real drive or real story pushing. It was driven for fucking views. And yeah, it's to the point now where I can't wait to see their numbers or lack thereof. If they talk about it, I don't know. It's ESPN and it's Disney. I don't know how open they are about their viewership when it comes to certain things. So I guess we'll find out. Because there's got WrestleNomics will figure it out. Because there's gotta be a severe drop off from.
It should be.
I mean, there's already been a drop off. There's been three times the average drop off in viewerships after WrestleMania than previous years. Since like before the pandemic. And you're topping that with what the best deal that you can get is paying $30 no matter what. Like
on top of whatever else you have to pay for, because it's not just that, and that's the biggest problem.
Yeah, and when you can, it's literally just all you need is Netflix and a VPN, and everybody knows it. Everybody fucking knows it. I haven't seen one person comment online being like, guys, it's a reasonable move. I think it'll be worth it for ESPN and all that, just for the PL. I have not seen one fucking person.
I have never seen wrestling
I'm okay
fans
with this.
united. Like,
yeah,
wrestling fans are all the time, but they're united in this one thing. Like, it's ridiculous price. We're not paying this anymore.
Yeah, especially in the fact that it's just us. It's just American fans. It's just if you live within the borders of the United States. Otherwise, if you have Netflix, you get everything.
Yeah, that makes no sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, the only way that I could see paying, what is it, $30-$40 a month for just to get WWE is if they offered me just like what they got with the Disney bundle, where it's the three promotions, which actually they have now. It's what, Disney, ESPN, and Hulu, which they're getting rid of Hulu, so you're losing out on that. But if they're they're changing up to, I think, to HBO Max. They're adding on to that as well. But even then, you gotta offer me more than just, all right, well, you're gonna get this and that and whatever. If I'm paying $30-$40 a month, I want my money's worth. I'm not just gonna spend that just for you to give me your basic your basic
one show a month.
But I think, not to cut you off, Gus, but I think a lot of people just think that $30 a month is for, people don't know this, it's just WWE. But like I said in the group text, all that stuff you get on Disney, all that stuff you get on Hulu Plus, it's definitely worth it. It just kind of seemed like that WWE is overshadowing all that. But that $30 a month is definitely worth it.
Yeah, no.
Definitely worth it.
All you need is a VPN.
Yeah.
Netflix and a VPN. How is that fucking worth it? How is that? How is $30 a month fucking worth it? When I have a laptop with an HDMI cord and I got Netflix and a free VPN. I do not pay for any of that shit. Tell me what's worth it. When I can watch more fucking wrestling with that VPN. I can watch more wrestling with that VPN and that Netflix account than paying anywhere near the amounts of money.
If you just talk about wrestling, yes, but I'm just talking about other content.
No,
Yeah,
if it's like what
if you
we're
talk
saying,
about
like
other content, yeah, that's one
like how the
thing.
Disney
Yeah, if
bundle
you talking
is.
about wrestling only, no.
Yeah,
No, like how the Disney bundle is, where you get Disney, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, right?
Right,
So
yes.
if we're adding on now that they have that deal with ESPN, if WWE is added onto that, then the $30-$40 a month might be worth it to some people, not everybody, because let's face
Right.
it, $30-$40 that's a lot for some people in this country.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Yeah.
But if you're telling me that I get to watch Mickey Mouse and I get to watch Alien Earth and I get to watch Sports Center and I get to watch Monday Night Raw all for $40,
yeah.
And you talk about
it's
hold on, and you talk about the MCU collection as well.
right. That's what I mean by the Disney Plus, because that all falls under Disney. But it's like it depends on where you stand financially,
right?
And unfortunately,
I agree.
Some people have to choose, and they're in this reality where they have to choose between: do I pay my electric bill or do I pay my rent?
Or do I just go with the cheap? Or do I just go with the cheap free options? Because there's plenty of
I think you can pay for ESPN by itself.
And that's away money, and that's what the fuck they deserve. I'll go with option C. Fuck those cunts.
You can pay for ESPN by itself. I just don't know how much it is, but you can pay for it by itself.
Yeah.
I just think it's a discount if you have all three.
Yeah. Still not worth it.
I mean, it's a difference of opinion.
Yeah, because currently the Hulu and Disney that I have is $11.95. Why would I want to spend another $20 more for fucking ESPN? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And I like ESPN, but I barely look at the content on that website.
And as soon as Alien Earth is over, I'm ending my shit.
Yeah, you sound like a lot of people when Power was on Stars. People would cancel Stars when Power is not on in the season and put it right back on when it turns right back on.
Yep. It was same with Walking Dead at AMC for a while.
Yeah, and that's the thing is when it comes to content, Netflix won the streaming war by buying the WWE thing. That's obviously showing with the international stuff. They won the streaming war with that single move. But you can only bank so much on if you're all these other streaming services. You can only bank so much on your existing IP. Before you got to start making new content again, right? And that's the whole thing that the entire film industry and television industry is suffering from right now. Is that the lack of new content? And what new content is coming out is dribble repeat shit that's just cheap copies and knockoffs of already established content. Then you're going to see that drop. You're going to see that drop in viewership. And
I'm just waiting. Honestly, I'm just waiting for Netflix to say they're going to cancel Raw after their first season, because they have a history of canceling every show after their first season.
Yeah, right. We know we did this $10 billion deal.
I think they can opt out of 5 years.
Well,
it's a 5-year opt out or 3 years.
Oh, what with the Netflix WWE thing?
Yeah, you got opt out. It's to opt out 3 or 5 years, 1 to 2.
Well, I'm sure that's not going to happen on either side because both sides benefit greatly from it.
And
So I don't foresee them hopping out of that one soon. The ESPN deal that I could see definitely happen pretty intimately because I don't see it, especially I love the fact that they try to say we ignore online fans, and they do ignore online fans to a very detrimental degree, to where they're like planning all this other shit out day one. From the moment I heard the news of the move to ESPN, on the video I was watching, I looked into the comments immediately. Oh, hey, if you don't live in America, we're fine. Oh yeah, if you live in America, just get a VPN and Netflix immediately. So
International got the better deal because like I said with
Always
Netflix, because if you get Monday Night Raw plus the pay-per-views, that's a better deal, man.
they get
Definitely
they get
better.
Raw, they get NXT, they get SmackDown, they get Saturday Night Main Event, they get all the PLEs, they have the Raw Vault, they have the SmackDown Vault, they have ECW Vault, they have WCW Vault.
So they
VPN, my friend.
Yeah,
Get a VPN.
So basically, we're just getting pegged without any KY.
Yeah.
Always.
Where guess what? For right now, the content library and NXT PLEs is staying on Peacock.
Yep.
So you have to pay $30 for one show a month. You have to pay, around $13 for one to have the back catalog and NXT PLEs, and then you have to pay for Netflix, which lowest that goes is what, like $8.95 or something like that to $11.95 for Raw, and then you need cable or a satellite provider for SmackDown. And then that all for not only SmackDown but for also NXT, which that's $5, or VPN, Netflix, and I get all that and more than just that. I get the shit that the other ones, like the Greatest Royal Rumble, the first Saudi Arabia Royal Rumble and stuff. You can't get that on Peacock, but you can get it on Netflix with a VPN. You get all their back catalog shit. It financially, it makes no sense to me. I think they're going to end up losing out bigger than they realize. But they're already paid for the shit. I think it's going to end up being the investors into them that'll ultimately suffer. Netflix isn't going to suffer because they got all the viewings from around the fucking world.
And Triple H is the fall guy.
Yeah,
he's the fall guy.
He sure is. And so I think we've discussed that at length. Now we can quickly kind of we got like 20 minutes before Gus has to hang out.
Be out.
And yeah. Let's kind of come up with our own collective top 5 of what we feel the greatest WrestleMania matches are. We did a little bit of talk in the chat about it beforehand. I got the WrestleMania matches as rated by Cage Match here, list of that. So but WrestleMania, Madison Square Garden's where it started out at, and it's been going on for a long time. But what are some of the best matches that you guys can remember or think about? There's quite an extensive list here that I have. So just name off some of your guys' favorites, and then we'll compile the list together.
One of my favorites was WrestleMania 20 with Chris Benoit won the championship against Michaels and Triple H. I mean, to me,
Benoit, Triple H, Michaels.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. Obviously, the start of the Austin era, Michaels versus Austin. That's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go wrong with the Iron Man match, Michaels versus Bret Hart.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Stone Cold versus Bret Hart. Can't go wrong with that.
It's a good one, yeah.
And I'm gonna throw a little sleeper. Triple H versus Undertaker. That was a good one.
Too.
Yeah.
Okay, those are all very, very, very excellent matches. For me, I think one of my top has to be WrestleMania 24, Undertaker versus Edge. That was, I can't speak highly enough about that match. Every time I look at that match, it's dude, there's always something that I look at and I something new, some new angle that I see, and it's just that was just magic. I can't think of any other thing to call it than magic. Another match, and it wasn't a great match, but it's one of those pinnacle matches that, if I'm not mistaken, it was a WrestleMania match, but Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior. That was like a pinnacle match. It's one of those matches that's like, like it's kind of like when they celebrate the moment, that WrestleMania moment between Stone Cold and Bret Hart. Like, it's one of those key moments that if you talk WrestleMania, that's a moment that comes up in everyone's conversation. Who else can I say? I agree with you with the Iron Man match, man. That's a classic in itself. Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, two of the greatest to ever step into the ring. You couldn't ask for that, and it was the first time, the first of its kind too. Like, I mean, you had they went back and forth. They wrestled. It was such a clinic to watch. I can't even tell you, just like watching that match, it just sends chills through my spine. Another great match, and both of these guys were accomplished athletes. Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit at WrestleMania 17. Dude, two of the best to ever step into that ring. I mean, you have like Chris Benoit, who was a master wrestler straight from the dungeon, and you had Kurt Angle, an Olympic athlete, one of the very few Olympic athletes, if any, have ever come after, but one of the very few to be, at his peak, and Chris Benoit being also, that peak performer. They could not listen. I would say in WrestleMania history, that's probably within the top 5 if you ask any wrestler that's ever watched wrestling. And I gotta say, I think I'm on number 5 now, but for my 5th, I'm gonna have to go with the one that kicked it off, WrestleMania 1, I believe it was a tag team. It was Hogan and Mr. T versus Roddy Piper and was it Paul Orndorff?
I think so.
Yeah, dude, that was the cherry on top of the Sunday for me. It was like the first time I was a kid. I don't even remember how old I was, but I was a kid, and that was just a magical moment. Just watching these larger than life super beings just go at it.
Yeah, that was a great list. I mean, legitimately, we never say this, but you could make a case for Kurt Angle being like in the top 10 and like in the
Yeah,
history of
really
wrestling.
good though.
You can definitely make a good case, make a strong argument.
In the right circumstances, I'd put him on my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, you could definitely put him in the top 10 easily.
That man did incredible things.
Yeah.
Falling back to some of those matches. Another one is Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon, WrestleMania 10 for the IC title ladder match.
Yep.
Revolutionary match. The TLCs 1 and 2. Well, it was the ladder match, the first and WrestleMania 16, and then it was TLC 2 at 17. That's just that's the greatest tag team match of all time. It just is. And he got so many, like we were saying, Benoit, Triple H, Michaels, Undertaker and Michaels too. Both times that they did it, both were fucking amazing, and both for different reasons. Another hidden, this one's more of a hidden gem on there. Drew McIntyre, Gunther, and Sheamus.
Damn it!
Were you gonna say that?
I have you guys are saying all of mine.
That's why I basically go first sometimes, Lanaya. Miss, I always want to go last.
Screw you guys. Screw you.
Don't make promises you don't intend to keep.
Flair and Michaels, that's just one of the greatest moments in wrestling ever. I love you. Oh God. Which again, Shawn Michaels, he's Mr. WrestleMania. Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 21. Just too amazing. I got to see firsthand, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, and that thing, that was just amazing. And that falls back to Undertaker. I will never feel something quite like that ever again in my life, of where those lights came out and you just hear the gong, just the rumble of that whole arena, just the feeling emotion of it. It's incredible. There's a lot of them. So many good ones.
You know what? That would have been a good match, though. Kurt Angle and Mr. Perfect. I would have loved to see that.
Oh my God.
that would have been a good one, man.
That would have been a clinic, bro. That would have been a clinic. No, actually, that would have been absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so
the number one I wanted to mention, though, was Randy Savage, Ricky Steamboat.
Damn it!
Sorry,
I'm gonna have to make up a whole new list.
Nah, it's all right. I wrote down 75. I can't trust you guys. All right. Well, I'll go to the end of my list. So can't say that one either. Edge versus The Undertaker, I think, was a really good one at WrestleMania 24. I think that gets overlooked a lot. It was a really good one. Um,
Edge gets
Edge versus-
overlooked a lot. Him and Mick Foley have a good one too.
Ed versus Mick
Okay.
Foley.
Oh, God.
I hate you. You're throwing everything.
Sorry.
Yeah, another good one's Ed versus Mick Foley. Again, I have a list. I'm trying to get rid of all
This is
stuff
why
you
we
guys
get
said.
along, because we have so many similarities.
Did someone say Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels? Because that was a really good. Did you guys? Somebody mentioned that, right? That was a really good.
I did.
WrestleMania. Okay, then I didn't mention that. Shh. Okay, I said it.
Screw you, Ash.
Danny Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. That's a really good one. None of you guys said.
Which one?
Daniel Bryan against Kofi Kingston. That was a good
Yeah.
WrestleMania match. Can't stand you. Y'all definitely said this one. Well, I'm going to say it again anyway. Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon was an amazing match. I know it was like one of the first ones I thought of like classic for me personally, you know. Like I'm going to remember this match forever, so.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, every other one I said I agree with you guys, so my list is done. I don't want to.
If to be the troll of it, Rock and Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 18.
Yeah, there was something
might
special
actually
about
be-
that match.
Huh? What'd you say, Gus?
I said there was something special about that match. I think it was a lot of it was the anticipation. A lot of it was the build up. I mean, you had the legendary Hulk Hogan who put WWF on his back, and then you have The Rock who came in, who was the future of the WWF. You know, and you had these two worlds that just collided. It was just this perfect artistry that came together between the both of them.
Yeah, and the fact that that they kind of pivoted too, because they didn't expect Hogan to get the reaction that he got, and that they would pivot, you know, the whole thing on the fly to it. Yeah, it's a good one. Here's another good one. Roddy Piper versus Bret Hart, WrestleMania 8. Yeah, that's a good one.
A good one. I think, Roddy Piper. I guess he fought in the dungeon too.
Did he come out of the dungeon?
Yeah, he fought in the dungeon. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he went around. He went around a lot of territories and trained.
Yeah.
And he was in the dungeon at one point. Him and Bret Hart, like, Bret Hart has like great shitty stories about just about Rowdy Piper being a grouch just for the sake of being funny, just being upset with things.
Yo, you're saying a grouch. You're saying a grouch. I just saw a video of Rowdy Piper. You remember that that really like rancid clown that goes around like, hey, what are you supposed to be? What are you? You haven't seen your penis. You know that the clown that I'm talking about on YouTube?
Yeah.
So he's like, he's sitting next to Roddy, and Roddy he goes, so Roddy, did your balls sink? He's like, I don't know. Tell me. Bam. Dude, I was in stitches. Like, this is Roddy. You couldn't expect any less from the man.
Yeah. He was the son of a bitch. And one of my favorite quotes from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, when he plays the Maniac, is just, you know what, you guys, I like you guys a lot. You guys remind me a lot of my kids. Oh, you got kids, Maniac? Nah, not anymore. Not anymore. And then he walks away, and they're like, "What the fuck's that supposed to mean?" God bless Roddy Piper. Man, there are so many good ones. Oh, another good one. Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, WrestleMania 20.
Oh God, yes. Shit. Even that, dude. Even when they didn't have WrestleMania behind them on SmackDown or on Raw, you could count.
Yeah,
how
they were the
that match
SmackDown
was gonna be
6.
between- Yeah.
Yeah, they were the SmackDown 6.
Mm-hmm.
Which long are the days of that. I mean, shit, they try to put like 6-7 tag teams on us there. It's like, how about you take these guys like exercise? That's what they need. Is they need just each show to have 6 solid wrestlers that they put on every week and do shit right. Just give us 6 solid players. Give us 6 matches each show. That'd be great.
Oh my God, that'd be fantastic and wonderful. Will it ever happen? Probably not.
No. No. But going over cage match .net's top ones. Number 1 rated is Bret Hart and Steve Austin, WrestleMania 13. Got a 9.63.
That's a good one.
Shawn Michaels and Undertaker 1 is number 2. The TLC 2 is number 3. Benoit, Triple H, and Michaels at WrestleMania 20 is number 4. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker 2 is number 5. Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels is number 6. Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, WrestleMania 10 is number 7.
That was on my list. Can't say it.
Such a good one. Drew McIntyre, Gunther, and Sheamus at WrestleMania 39 is number 8. Stone Cold versus The Rock at WrestleMania 17 is number 9. And Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10 is number 10.
Damn.
They got plenty of others, but still, that's a goddamn that top 10. I could not fuck with that. Yeah, and you got hold on, you got Shawn Michaels on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. He is in half of the top 10 matches on Cage Match.
He's always there. So
Shawn Michaels, baby. God love him. And I guess who comes up also, I guess Undertaker comes up on that. 1, 2.
Yes, do.
He has 2. Bret Hart has 2. Austin has 2. Man, so many good matches. And that's I think ultimately like our problems with this whole changeover is that they aren't honoring what we thought. I think everybody thought firsthand that if WrestleMania was ever going to go overseas, it's going to be to London. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? I'll tell you why. Blood money. That's simply why.
Right. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna be out, guys. Unfortunately, I have to work tonight. Until Beyonce, decides to answer my DMs, I have to show for overtime. So, with that being said, guys, thank you for tonight. Tune in next time. Should be Thursday, and don't forget, check out W on W.GG.
All right, Gus. Catch you later.
Peace out, Cub Scout.
Yep. Otherwise, I guess that leads us to what you requested, Willie, that we talk more about Triple H. I think we're in agreement over it. I think I upgraded him from a B- to a B. I think he's a B wrestler. I think he's a wrestler that he puts on A+ matches when he's in there with A+ wrestlers.
Right.
A perfect example, Chris Benoit, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. I remember more Chris Benoit and Shawn Michaels spots than I do Triple H, because I'm pretty sure his biggest spot was like giving them both a pedigree and then like
Sledgehammer.
yeah, and then busting out the sledgehammer. Yep. Whereas Benoit and Michaels, they were putting on a clinic with Triple H in the ring.
Yeah, I just like I said, man. Triple H wasn't even the best person in DX, to be honest, for him to be the leader. Billy Gunn was the better wrestler than Triple H. So
Billy Gunn got screwed.
yeah, of course
Yeah,
he
he did.
screwed. So
Yeah,
that's why he left. That's why he left WWE. So it
He
is
should
what
have
it
left
is.
earlier.
yeah, and now he has that good old AEW money, and he's got a great physique because of that, because of this testosterone treatments.
Yeah.
But I mean, how old is he now? Like 80? I mean, come on, like all those years
Hey.
ago, he could utilize his body better, and it would have meant more.
Yeah, but he's making that money. Keep on making that money, badass.
Yeah, he barely has a neck anymore, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But
I retain my opinion about Triple H. Oh, let me say his fucking name. That's it.
I think we had a very similar opinion, but Willie got more upset with Gus, and now Gus is.
No, I was no.
Willie's just mad at everybody. Yeah.
No, I wasn't mad at Gus, but for Lanaya to say like he wasn't relevant.
He ain't shit.
That's where the whole argument came about.
I stand by my opinion. He ain't shit.
How? Why? How you believe that?
I
You gotta get facts.
before. I'm not going back and forth.
You gotta get facts.
Excuse me.
I just have to get facts.
But I'm not going to do this again. Watch the other episode.
She always does that. See, I just don't think you like Triple H personally.
No.
You
I
can't
don't know
answer
them
the
personally.
question.
I don't care about these people personally. I don't know them.
I think you're full of shit if you ask me, but
Maybe.
I just don't think you like him.
Yeah, well, it's saying that he's not relevant. Yeah, that
that's
pretty
what
much
I'm saying.
indicates that she doesn't like him.
Yeah, she doesn't like him personally. So
There you go. Argument over.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a personal thing. It's how I feel about him as a wrestler. I don't know the man personally.
Mm-hmm.
You act like you do.
Be a great person. I discuss wrestling and wrestling aspects. I don't know him.
You act like you do though.
Gaslighting like a motherfucker as usual.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they're saying
Lanaya, let me tell you what gets me upset about the way you get upset. All right, and let me make it. Let me make it. Let me make it about you getting me upset that got me upset in the first place.
This is what you do.
Oh, my mom's decided to invade.
I'm listening because I'm organizing the bathroom, and I'm listening to him, and I'm thinking he is getting ready to tell her to calm down.
No, I'm not.
And I hate it when he tells me to calm down.
I'm not. I wasn't.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Everybody here is
Yeah. But yeah.
Us. We're more passionate than the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad. Lanaya is like my arch nemesis. So
if I'm your arch nemesis, you're not doing good.
Yeah, I'm like your arch nemesis.
Yeah.
I talk to walls basically all day, but okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Your arch nemesis. I'm outside talking to butterflies.
Hey, you got to have some standards, and his are low.
I mean, if you're arch nemesis, cool.
I give Lanaya passes because who she knows. That's why she get passes.
I spend all day trying to catch animals outside.
No comment.
Princess.
No comment. I just say she get passes because who I know, because who she knows.
But he's married to one of my friends I've known since like first grade or something ridiculous.
Yeah. That's why she get passes.
passes.
So you get passes. That's why you get passes, all right? Let's just say that out loud, right?
Well, I get passes.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
passes. Yes. I don't comment. It's like, oh.
No comment. No comment.
Where's
no
the
comment.
trip? What passes do we need?
Yeah, I'll be giving Anadia all the credit.
Feel
that
like I need.
she
Mom,
found
come
some
back
ways
in.
to
I need a
insult me.
permission slip.
I give Anadia all the credit.
You gotta
She
get.
found some
You
ways
gotta
to
get some
insult
passes. Might
I'm
say
just
some
saying.
treacherous shit. I need some passes.
me.
Damn.
Better stock up on the note paper. I gotta fake a doctor's note. Gotta get some passes.
Yo, I was sad. I want to revisit that though. But you think they're gonna have like a WWE match at the White House soon?
I mean,
fucking-
they're having boxing. They're having boxing. I say give it a year. I say give it a year, and they'll have a fucking whole PLE out at the White House.
I think it might be at the National Mall.
They could.
It's gonna be at the National Mall. I think so.
Well, that's the thing. Doing it at the National Mall, they would have to do it for free, and they ain't doing that for free.
They're not even
No. That's a trick one because they had a boxing match in like Times Square and they like blocked it out.
Yeah.
That, like a little public people can't see.
Times Square is
so they
different.
may
National
do something
Mall
like
is fucking
that.
huge.
Yeah, no, listen, I mean the way this government is operating, I don't put nothing past them. But we pay for the National Mall. That could be the argument.
Well, that's part of the reason. Like you can't hold like paid for concerts and stuff on the National Mall, or like or paid for protests and stuff like that. It's part of the whole thing. Like I've gone to a lot of free concerts in DC because of that.
Yeah, because I think the National Mall. I think that's the only park in the country that has like 24/7 security. Like that's the only park in the country.
Oh yeah,
that's the only park in the country. They always out there, out there in the National Mall. Like you got to be careful what you say, anything. Like they will take you out easily. They will take you out if you think they're not lurking around. Trust me, they're lurking around.
I know. I protested down there, and I protested down there, and I've fallen asleep down at the National Mall.
Yeah, like if you because I've been to the National Mall like I think like 3 years ago. Like soon as you get out like the train station, that's when you see the real shape. Like in front of the train station, it's nothing but garbage, trash cans. It's dirty. You walk right up the street, you right at the National Mall. And when I went there 3 years ago, like I saw all the people in the House of Representatives, some no-name U.S. senators. They was just walking around, no type of bodyguards whatsoever. They was just going normal.
Yeah, that's how it is in DC. Yeah. That's why there's like a lot of different protest organizations and stuff like that down there that they kind of act as like almost their own kind of lobbying firms for different like independent groups. They will pay different representatives to vote on certain bills and stuff like that. Like they're claimed protest groups, but their claimed protest groups are activist groups, but really they're like money launderers.
Because I think I shared it in the group because they said something about and it's a joke. I guess they're gonna let like the UFC fighters inside the White House, inside the Oval Office, walk out the Oval Office to get to the octagon. Like that's a joke, man. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke, man.
Mm-hmm. This is America.
Yeah.
and it's a joke on a lot of fronts. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk, but at the same time he got shot, they passed that bill to stop the Epstein files from being released. Just don't happen to be at the same time. Just so happened at the same time that he was saying that Israel's probably doing stuff that the media isn't showing. Right at the same time that he said release them Epstein files. But I digress. We can't say too much. We can't say too much on here nowadays if we don't want to draw too much of the wrong attention to ourselves. Because we'll be shut that down too.
Almost nothing now.
Yep. Silence is the ultimate killer.
Shouting and everything. Why? Watch out.
Violence is the ultimate killer. But yeah, Triple H, yeah, mediocre. And with that, I feel that we kind of covered everything.
Yeah, we did. Good job.
Yeah.
You actually stayed on topic for the most part.
Yeah. And Thursday, what did we have planned that I wanted to research more on? I came up with the idea earlier.
I don't have my phone. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm looking back. I'm going back and looking in the chat right now. Did I scroll past that already? So many reels. So many reels in our chat.
You can search.
Yeah.
Yo, let me ask, who is this guy, Lee Fenton? Who is he?
Lee Fitton?
Yeah, who the hell is that?
I don't know.
He's like, he's one of the executive producers for like WWE. I've never seen the motherfucker before. Like, who is he?
Now we gotta look for it.
Yeah, I think that's one of like Triple H right hands.
Just because we don't know
Never
who he
heard
is.
the motherfucker before.
I don't know. But I'll find it in the chat. We'll have a topic Thursday, folks. I swear. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe. Thank you, WGG. They're cool, but like, share, subscribe. Tune in on Thursdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, folks, 8:30 or 8:35, depends on how lazy we are.
Yep.
So, but take care, stay safe, love you, bye.